The state of Sarawak has always been known for its rich in culture, rich in nature. But have you ever heard that this state also shares its fair share of beautiful diving destinations? That's right. We're here in Kuching, Sarawak, to start dive segment in the state of Sarawak in Kuching. Where will we be diving? Stay tuned. Borneo Dive.
Situated in the Borneo archipelago, Sarawak is renowned for its stunning natural beauty, encompassing highlands, lush rainforests, and underwater treasures. With a diverse population of different ethnic groups, Sarawak is rich in art, culture, and handicrafts. The intricacy and uniqueness of Sarawak's handicrafts have also gained international acclaim, captivating tourists worldwide.
The beautiful thing about being in Borneo, especially being in Sarawak, because of the different influences from the local native culture, you have the strong storytelling from their puak kumbu, the strong touch of their native tattoos, to in fact even beadworks. I think this is one national treasure that I would say, if you do not have that soul and you do not have that dream or that storytelling factor, you won't be able to produce. And this is one beauty that the locals in Borneo, especially Sarawak, will always have and hold on to.
When you visit the city of Kuching, you will be entranced by the beauty and intricacy of the beadworks created by the various ethnic groups. Beads of many colors are transformed into decorations for ceremonies and everyday wear. Equally impressive is the weaving craftsmanship, showcased by the renowned puak kumbu fabric, which has earned a place on the international fashion scene. Moreover, forest products are skillfully used to produce home decorations, including rattan, furnitures, and wood carvings.
Professors, scientists have come to this part of Borneo, which is in Sarawak, to find specific specimens and never ever been heard before macro and different types of flora and fauna. But do you know that in this state of Sarawak, here in Kuching, there is a group of people who's trying to find a world first and trying to find a difference in a scientific laboratory that has something to do with the underwater world of Borneo. Want to know more? Stay tuned.
The main goal of this Borneo Dive expedition is to uncover the underwater wonders around Sarawak. Sarawak underwater landscape is reputed to be as spectacular as others renowned dive sites in the Borneo Islands.
Now today, I've got a very special guest, anak Borneo, born in Miri, now in Kuching, from Unimas, Dr. Aazani. How are you?
Thank you. Yeah, it's a great day. You're very lucky. We're enjoying really great weather.
So before we get to speak about diving, about the waters in Kuching, I want to talk about you. How is it that this anak Borneo decided that this is the field of work that you want to do? And why did you bring it back to your homeland? Why?
Yeah, because I studied my master's and my PhD in the UK.
Okay.
So I was there for quite a while, and I really wanted to come back because I really felt like I could make the biggest impact coming back to Sarawak.
Yeah.
I've been with University Malaysia Sarawak nearly 20 years. I thought, where's the best place to do it? And if you look at the map of Sarawak, where I'm from, it's almost nothing is known. There's so many unknowns and so many mysteries, and you know, where's the best place to start? Right in your backyard.
Dr Aazani, originally from Miri, Sarawak, is dedicated to fostering more researchers, especially in marine science. She believes that interest and awareness of the importance of the marine environment should be instilled from a young age in schools. Therefore, she actively engages in sharing this valuable knowledge with schools throughout Sarawak.
We're going to talk about the fishermen of Sarawak, of Kuching. How has that evolved and how has that impacted the whole ocean and sea life here?
Well, the government has a lot of research that's going on, trying to improve endangered species, trying to improve fishing areas by connecting different marine parks, national parks. And so a lot of the work that we do in UNIMAS and myself as well and other teams in the universities, we're working together hand in hand, trying to fill the knowledge gaps. So we can't do everything and everyone has their role. And in university, our role is finding the knowledge, the data, and the analytics, so what we call science-led decision. So when they want to make a decision, they're getting advice also from the science before they make any decision on where are important places that we want to develop and how would be the best place to do it. So if they're looking at a community area and they're saying this area is heavy in fishing, there's a lot of fishermen, they have capacity to run boats. This will be a good place to have ecotourism where you can involve the community as part of the ecotourism as well. A lot of community-based tourism is also being supported by the government.
Humans rely significantly on the sea for food, especially as a source of protein. This essential fact is consistently considered in every marine research and conservation project.
In Sarawak, when they're talking about development, it hasn't been, we're just thinking about making money. It's always about how do everybody benefit from it? How does the community benefit? And they're trying to grow it holistically from the ground up. Maybe it's a bit slower, but I think it will be sustainable. I do believe for the future, it's the best and sustainable way.
That's the most important thing.
I feel fortunate to have the opportunity to explore the underwater areas around Satang Island with Dr Aazani. It is a popular dive destination frequented by both Bornean divers and international tourists. What fascinating treasures lie beneath this surface? Stay tuned to discover. Borneo Dive and I will be diving for the first time in the waters around Satang Island. I'm filled with a mix of excitement and concern because unpredictable weather can affect visibility. Early in the morning, we took a boat from Santubong to Satang Island, a journey that lasted 45 minutes. As with other diving centres in Sarawak, diving activities are only allowed from May to early October due to monsoon disturbance, which results in strong waves and currents. This is my first time diving around the Satang Islands, and when people talk about dive, the common concept or the common idea that all dives would have to look crystal clear Maldives or sandy beaches and like full corals, but actually different topographies, different environments and different situations will bring different types of marine life and experiences. And I love the whole idea that today we're out and you could feel that serene calmness. I can't even hear another boat. I'm really truly excited, although Venice keeps telling me visibility might not be, you know what, as long as you open your eyes with your heart, you might be able to capture something special. Satang Island is one of the most popular islands in Kuching, Sarawak, divided into two parts, Satang Besar and Satang Kecil. For centuries, Satang Island has served as a nesting site for turtles. Every year, thousands of baby turtles are released onto the beaches of Satang Island. The seabed around Satang Island has become a significant research site for local scientists, particularly in marine science. This includes Dr Aazani Mujahid. According to her, marine science research is crucial for the country's tourism industry, especially for scuba diving activities. These researchers are the first to observe the effects of temperature changes and human activities on land, which threatens marine life on the seabed. Their research gathers data to find solutions for each identified problem. Under clear skies, we commence our first diving mission. This site is highly recommended for divers eager to explore the underwater world around Santubong. The dive, planned at a depth of 8 meters, was expected to last for 50 minutes. Upon descending, as anticipated, visibility was limited to just 3 meters. The view was further obstructed by various algae and seaweed. This is one of the challenges divers must be content with.
The last 20 years, I've actually done a lot of marine research that covers not just coral reef ecology, but also connectivity to coastal areas and how land use changes affect our coastal areas and coral reef areas. In the past, when we had research on the islands, we have loggers out. So kita ada sensors yang kita letak dengan corals, and that helps us to actually monitor changes yang kita dapat jumpa. So a lot of the changes we see come from land. So that's really important in understanding how to conserve these coral reef areas, because the changes come not just from large issues like climate change, but also issues that are happening on land.
Moreover, its topography is rich with natural rock formation that provides habitats for corals to breed and thrive. Healthy nudibranchs are also visible in this area.
In some of the corals offshore from Sarawak, we have managed to find boulders. So when you have old coral boulders, what happens is you can drill in. So the way you look at the tree rings and you can tell the age, you can also tell the age of the coral from the tree rings. So that gives you also an idea about what was the environmental condition of where the coral grow. When we have that, we have data for 200 years of the corals of Sarawak. Now the interesting thing is that the picture that we have is that a lot of the sediment changes that comes from land. When there is erosion from land, there's something called humic acid. So this kind of signal appears in our corals. It tells us that there's a lot of changes happening on land. So bleaching is not the major issue. The corals are hundreds of years old and they have adapted over time to this kind of condition of air kita yang kita lihat ni macam teh openg. The coral is adapted to it. So it's very resilient and it's very strong.
Dr. Aazani points out that the waters surrounding Sarawak often appears turbid due to the influx of numerous river streams flowing directly into the ocean. Consequently, algae thrives as the predominant life forms in these waters amidst various fine particles. Despite limited visibility, abundant coral life persists in this region, especially robust corals. Soft coral organism also significantly contributes to the underwater landscape. The sandy seabed holds particular allure, especially for enthusiasts keen on documenting marine life. What sets this area apart is the notable size of nudibranchs, fueled by the abundance of their primary food sources, algae and microscopic organisms. Diving for 50 minutes offered a refreshing perspective for me, accustomed to exploring the waters around the peninsula and Sabah.
tell you one thing, that 1 hour dive kind of like opened a new chapter or a new hope for the waters of Sarawak. When we went into the water, visibility was about 3 meters. But I'll tell you one thing though, within that 3 meters of clarity and within the depth of about 8 meters, we were pretty much surprised to see different types of rock formations and the different types of hard and soft corals growing among the rocks. There's a very special thing about this dive site because I've never heard that nudibranchs would have season. I can't imagine nudibranchs actually migrating to different sites. But this time around, we started seeing the different types of colorful nudibranchs within the waters of Sarawak.
Because of logistical constraints, especially the significant distance from Santubong, we'll take a 1 hour surface interval on the boat. Afterwards, we'll explore the seabed around Pulau Satang Kecil to document its captivating landscape and diverse marine life, all for the audiences of Borneo Dive. Continuing the Borneo Dive expedition alongside Dr Aazani Mujahid, a marine science researcher at UNIMAS and also an avid diver. Dr. Aazani's journey in scuba diving began during her university years. She stresses the importance for researchers to witness and actively collect marine data in this field. This approach leads to the development of conservation projects closely aligned with the environment. Moreover, she advocates for the efficient utilization of received funds to benefit both researchers and the community.
I do welcome divers to come to Sarawak. I think it's a very good example. We have islands that even though they are very near the coast, so it's easy to get to, they have a very high diversity. So we know that in Sarawak, as part of the Coral Triangle in Malaysia, kita ada banyak jenis coral, and you see that here in Sarawak. I think has the second highest biodiversity in Malaysia. So, and it's not just about having many types. You can see that dia banyak bentuk. So that gives a lot of space as a home for other organisms. So it's not only about the health of the coral, it supports a lot of other life. Life that is important for fisheries, life that is important for the whole ecosystem.
Similar to Sabah, the underwater landscape of Sarawak lies within the Coral Triangle region, showcasing a wealth of diverse coral species. It's likely not widely known, but nestled near Kuching and Santubong are numerous world-class diving sites. Consequently, each year, when these activities open to recreational divers, there's a surge in demand for diving opportunities in this area. Simultaneously, to preserve these sites, divers must adhere to several regulations, notably securing permits and utilizing accredited scuba diving centers. The number of divers is consistently restricted at any given time for safety and to ensure minimal disturbance while exploring the underwater depths. According to research conducted by Dr. Aazani, all coral life in this area appears to have adapted to fluctuations in seawater temperature and human activities on land. Hence, the entirety of the landscape's beauty, topography, and marine life remains accessible and enchanting for recreational divers.
In Sarawak, we do not have heavy tourism the way it is in Sabah or in West Malaysia. In Sabah or West Malaysia, there's very heavy diving. Here, it's still within the capacity, as we will see. So it is still very good, and I think the largest issue that comes is from the land. So we have to be aware of the pollution that happen on land will also affect the corals and coastal area. So that is very important. Things that we throw in the river will also end up to the sea. And I think that is the biggest thing. Try not to throw rubbish, be mindful of what you throw into your sink, into your waters, because in the end, these waters will end up in our coastal areas.
The maritime domain of the nation lies within the Coral Triangle, a region designated by the World Wildlife Funds for high priority marine conservation. Commencing in 2007, this conservation endeavours runs parallel to efforts aimed at protecting forests and wildlife. According to marine scientists, the coral reef expands here hosts over 600 coral species, representing approximately 75% of the world's coral reef. Consider, then, the abundance of this region with its diverse marine habitats, particularly its thriving coral fish populations. Our selected diving location this time proved to be just as rewarding. Dr. Aazani and seasoned dive instructor Ernest Teo made the right choice. During the dive, we were treated to a spectacle of varied coral landscapes, sea fan corals, rib corals, and brain corals shaping stunning topographies against natural rock formations. These formations provide sanctuaries for coral fish such as groupers. Divers must exercise caution as these rocky crevices also serves as a habitat for sea urchins. During our exploration, we encountered several sea urchins patiently awaiting their prey. This second dive proved to be a fresh learning experience for me under Dr. Aazani's guidance. A remarkable individual like Dr. Aazani significantly contributes to the scuba diving tourism sector while concurrently preserving vital component on the natural ecosystem for future generations.
So the second dive, after taking a 1-hour surface interval, it's just that we went on the opposite side of the island. The topography for this side of the island was slightly different. It was covered with whip corals and you could start seeing sea fans come alive. My mind just blew itself. This is a special site. Huge table corals, huge tall brain corals, different types of, shall I say, rock formations, different types of nudibranchs. All came to life. We've seen the different sides of Borneo. I've never seen such wonderful topography underwater with different types of corals and rock formations. This is Sarawak. This is Malaysia.
Sarawak's allure extends beyond its terrestrial landscapes to the mesmerizing depths below. Exploring the waters surrounding Satang Besar and Satang Kecil promises to unveil beauty to divers of all kinds, whether seeking adventure or conducting researches.